El Día de Muertos. El Día de Muertos is a Mexican celebration which is originating in Mexico. It is also celebrated in parts of Latin America and the United States. El Día de Muertos is a time to remember family and friends who have died. Also, it's not a sad tradition, it is a festive time to remember and honor the dead. The celebration starts November 1st. The Day of the Dead is November 2nd. On November 1st, All Saints' Day is celebrated according to the Catholic tradition. On this day, all those who died without being blessed and holy are remembered, as well as those who died at an early age like children. According to the Catholic religion, El Día de Muertos faithful that takes place on November 2nd, a prayer is made for those who have not accessed paradise. As a part of El Día de Muertos celebration, families build altars in their homes for loved ones who have died. In some areas, families decorate the graves of their loved ones. They stay up all night celebrating and telling stories about the people who have died, that you can see in these picture examples. Nowadays, El Día de Muertos celebrated also by desfiles, exhibitions of altar, events dressing up as Catrinas. The altar is a complex creation with incredible symbolism, as each element carries a specific meaning. Here are the most important elements and what they mean. Candles are symbols of our love for our deceased relatives and guiding lights for the spirits. For decoration, usually have papel picado in different colors. They are a representation of the union between life and death. A chalice with incense or copal is placed on the altar. It is a way to purify the souls of the dead and ward off evil spirits. A glass of water is often placed on the altar to quench the thirst of the deceased and strengthen them for their return journey. Salt is usually placed on a plate and stops the souls of the deceased from being corrupted by earthly temptations. Flowers such as cempasúchil are guided for the spirits into the mortal world. They say whites represent the sky, yellow earth to guide the spirits from this world, purple luto to celebrate the arrival of your deceased loved ones, a banquet of their favorite food and drink items too is placed as an offering, as well as the deceased's favorite food items. Altars usually contain traditional Dia de Muertos food items such as pan de muerto, rice, mole, pumpkin, sugar cane, jicama, and oranges, the fruit of the season. Also, sugar skulls are representation of the deceased relatives. Personal objects of the deceased, such as pictures or something he or she used to use and love. White cross is drawn on the ground under the altar. It originally represented the 4 cardinal points corresponding to the 4 elements. Also, a dog figure represents the guide to the deceased, making sure they get to the altares and came back safely. El pan de muerto. The meaning of el pan de muerto. The circular shapes of the bread represents the life cycle. The little ball on top is the crane. The 4 canelillas are the bones. And the azahar flavor is to remember the disease. La flor de cempasúchil. Did you know cempasúchil means 20 flowers? This flower symbolizes the life that death is born. Calaveritas literarias. A literary calaverita is a traditional verse composition in Mexico. They are usually written on the eve of el Día de Muertos. It can be short or longer, dedicated to someone. For example, ya va a ser el Día de Muertos. Pongámosles un altar, porque si no van a venir y los pies nos van a agarrar. It means it's going to be the day of the dead. Let's put an altar on them, because if not, they will come and our feet will grab us. Dulce de calabaza is a very simple recipe with at least 3 ingredients to make it. This recipe is very common of the homes in Mexico. This fruit can be found in the market. It's a simple recipe with 3 ingredients. It strongly represents to my family as an offering, as gratitude and love to my grandmother. Every year in this season, as a tradition, my mother does this recipe for us since our childhood to remember our grandmother who passed away. I choose this project because November is almost coming, so it's the month of El Día de Muertos to celebrate. Also, it's one of my favorite holidays as a tradition to do with my family. My target audience is from you guys because I wanted to teach you a little bit of one of the most important holidays in Mexico, but how we celebrate it. Our loved ones who are not here on this earth with us. I just want the audience to learn experience by going somewhere where they can celebrate this holiday too, either in Mexico or in the United States, since it becomes super popular through these years all around the world, and know about it and just appreciate as a Mexican my own tradition that I do in Mexico. The true meaning of El Día de Muertos is important. It has become very popular in many countries and people are not always aware of the meaning of the holiday. People sometimes combine El Día de Muertos with Halloween. I believe it is important to understand the significance of El Día de Muertos and be respectful of the tradition and honoring and remembering loved ones who have died.